Hi everyone, welcome back to Lisa Free 22. Thank you so much. I know I had a lot of good views on my last video, and the message is simple and beautiful and easy to follow. It is an energetic workout, so that part, you know, you really have to be on board for, because a mental workout is way different than a physical one, but it brings you great reward. And if you want your, life to change, your reality to be as you choose it, then that's the path. That's the path. The emotional journey of you. So it's very fun and rewarding. It does require focus. So get ready, because it's quite a while. It's quite a ride. And so let's go. I I'm watching things, unfold in my own family, and seeing patterns, that are not, they're negative. They're not helpful. Not in myself, but in others. And what do I do? What do I do about that? Normally, I just naturally want to make it better and take away, the struggle and fix it. But that's really not helpful. It might be helpful to that person, but it's not helpful to you. You end up, feeling burdened or put upon, because now, you're doing this instead of what you wanted to do because you're helping this person. And if it's coming from an inspired place, okay. But a lot of times it's not. We're just, feeling pressure to do something to fix it so that, everything will be better. And it's not the way it should be. It's not the way that it works. Because when you take away the power for someone else to figure it out, you're weakening them. You're weakening them, and you're weakening yourself, because you're taking on a job that's not yours. So, I'm learning that everything that I see in my reality is based upon my own vibration or emotion of what I react to with that person. If I expect to see negative behavior, then I will. And if I expect to, see a pattern of them just being hard on themselves and hard on everyone else, I tend to take it personally and start feeling guilty, and, going down a road that is just very destructive for everyone. So not only do I not help them, but the whole thing is just not good. So it's really nice to be able to say, I'm taking care of myself. And when I take care of myself, I'm feeling good. And from that place of feeling good, solutions can come. And I come from a place of love, true love, that is helpful and gives them the power to figure things out for themselves. If someone's struggling, it's because they've chosen a vibration that isn't serving them. And it's part of what, we all have to learn. It's when you're feeling something that you don't want, it wakes you up and pushes you to find that, relief, that better feeling place, so that you can see, this is what I do want. If we never have that contrast, we're not going to understand really what we want. And so both parts are necessary. So we don't want to take that journey away from someone else, even though it's difficult to watch sometimes. When you come from a place of love, not enabling, you really take yourself out of the picture. Really, you don't go with the emotion of that. You stay out of it, and you feel good and satisfied and aligned, so that you can really be helpful to that person. It's just very, very important to do that. But it's patterns that we've developed that really, we're just so eager to have peace at any cost that we'll just do whatever. But in the end, it's not helping. So we have to find a better way. We have to find a way that actually brings good to everyone involved, which I know we think, oh, that's not possible. And it is their choice. Because when you have been in a pattern of fixing things for people, or, giving in and giving, sacrificing yourself for them, they just expect it. And when you don't give it anymore, it can be a rough ride. But you have to hang in there. It's just like someone that's addicted to something. They want what they want because they want it, and it's not good for them. And so you're not going to help them. If they want to go get it, that's their choice. But you are not going to be an enabler to them anymore. You're not going to give them money for that. You're not going to give them, pills or drugs or whatever it is. You're not going to fix it for them. They're going to have to find their own way. And that's the greatest gift that you can give someone, is that they can find their own way. You have the power to take care of yourself. And that is, the gift that I give. And like I say, they're not really going to like it at first, but it's coming from a place of love. That is exactly how that looks. And it's very beautiful and very powerful. And you just have to stand in your own power and fly true to your own path. You can't deviate your path to help them on their path. It doesn't work that way. Because once you deviate from your path, you no longer can be helpful to them, because you're already in a weakened place. And so it's very refreshing to experience that and to look at that in yourself. That's the sifting and sorting and calibrating that we do, to find out ways that we've been resisting, and ways that we've been, enabling ourselves and others. We can start, focusing on feeling good, relief, relief, relief. And it really does set you free to have the right words come at the right time, because you've got the right heart about it, and you're not in a bitter, resentful place or feeling pressured or, any of that. You're just in a very stable, calm, powerful place. So now you can be, helpful to that person. And then they choose. They still may be upset because they're used to this old pattern and you're not giving it anymore. But you got to stand your ground. It's, I guess, in some ways they call that tough love. You've got to have tough love, because that's really what we're here for, is to be who we are, find our own journey, and not have to look outside of ourselves for that. If we are in a situation where someone else has to help us and validate us so that we can feel happy and successful, then we're gonna have a really, really hard time. Because maybe that person will give in and do that for you, but the next person may not. And then you feel stuck, and you feel like you have nowhere to go but down, because you've convinced yourself of that. But when you stop looking outside of yourself, you don't have to worry. Wherever you go, whoever you're with, you don't have to look to them for anything. And it's just really nice to set yourself free from that, but also set them free from that. You don't hold them accountable for how you feel or how your life is going, because they should have done this or that and behaved in a different way so that you could feel better. You see how complicated and messy that gets. It's just not, it's not possible. Like I said, maybe one person will give in to you for a while, but eventually they're gonna be done with it because they're to see it's not helping you. Nothing is getting better. It's actually getting worse. So they're gonna see that this isn't good. So it's better if you yourself can figure that out in an easier way so that everything starts flowing in your life much, much more in the direction that you want because of your vibration, because of your emotion, because of you relying on you and not having to look outside of anyone else for that. You know, it's like I say, the condition doesn't have to change for your vibration to change. You have already decided that I'm choosing happy. I'm doing everything I can to appreciate, to feel good, and meditate so that I connect with my own spirit and everything can flow in my life. And that is the gift that we give each other. That is the greatest gift we give each other, is by me feeling good and aligning with my spirit. Then I come from a place of power and I can be so much more helpful in a difficult situation than just falling into the negative emotions of everyone else around you and getting mixed up in the problem itself and making it bigger and more complicated. Now we're all in this big mess and we don't know what we're going to do. You become the anchor. You know, you become the one that chooses your vibration, owns the room, focuses on your emotions, and knows exactly, you know, how to be. And those things, you know, can influence many, many people if they're ready for it. So it's like so good and refreshing to understand that it's not your job. You know, like we talked about last week, it's not your job to make someone else feel better or be happy or be successful, you know, or anything. It's really all about our vibration more than anything else that takes us to a higher place, you know, and so many books teach us that, you know, don't be anxious, but be thankful. You know, that's a simple concept that we can all understand because when we're anxious, nothing good is coming from that, you know, and it doesn't help anyway. So get rid of that emotion. You know, you get to pick and choose. You don't have to just take whatever emotion comes. You can feel it and say, no, this isn't really helping me, so I'm going to choose a different emotion. And it's a process, you know, and like I say, you can't just go from a really low emotion to a really high one right off the bat. You just take steps. But it's wonderful to know that we do create our own realities. We can choose a different thought. We can choose a different emotion. They're not just put on us and we have no choice in the matter. You know, we act like we don't, and I always thought I didn't. You know, it's just these emotions came and I just had to feel them and just be miserable and till they were gone, and then, you know, maybe I'd get into a better mood. But it was a longer process. So when you understand the law of attraction, you can make that process a lot simpler and a lot sooner so that you don't go spiraling down, 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 down. And it's super fun to be able to realize that and watch how things change in your reality because of that. It's just a different way of being and of looking at things that we've ever known before. Like I said, you just unplug from everything and just choose good things, and good things will come. You know, that's the vibration of it all. I mean, if anybody understands energy, you know, we always understand it on the negative side, like I say, from Misery loves company. We get that. We see it right in front of us. You know, one person's down and out. We try to cheer them up, maybe, and then the next thing you know, we're down and out. And we're talking about things that don't make us feel good, and more people get involved, and more people talk about things that don't feel good, and then it just becomes this big, you know, crazy mess. So we understand that. We understand the vibration in a negative way. But what we've got to do is understand it in a positive way. It works the same. It's the same law, the same idea, but it's on the feeling good side. And so it's very, very possible to, like I say, be an anchor, own the room with your vibration, and stay in that good feeling place no matter what's going on around you. Don't go there. You know, don't allow yourself, don't give it energy, don't give it power. Don't say, oh, well, let me tell you what happened to me, and oh, let's talk about, a few years ago when this happened, and what's going on in the news, and what's that, and then just on and on and on. Then you can see very clearly how fast that gets going, the momentum of it. So we can just go the other direction and say, I appreciate this, I like this is fun, and I'm so happy about this, and really get that momentum going. And don't talk about the problem with them, just get them into a better feeling place. And like I say, they're not going to come to that high place, from being in their low place, but just a little bit of relief takes you out of that, depression or whatever it is you're in. You can just like take steps up, 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 up until you can get to feeling hopeful, feeling appreciating, feeling loving, feeling worthy. You're getting back to that grounding place of who you really are. And so those kinds of things you can observe from, your experience in your own life, through family members, through, work, the people you work with, through school, just out and about when you're going to the grocery store, the bank, or whatever. You can start experimenting and see that. And if you're in a bad mood when you get out and go somewhere, you're going to see that it's a lot more, bad things happen. They say things come in threes. But that's why. It's the law of vibration. Things come in threes because you keep seeing one thing and you're, oh, here we go. It's going to be one of those days. And then another thing happened. You're like, yep, here we are. And then you already know things come in threes. So you're just waiting for that next one to come. And that vibration will bring it to you. It's just the way it's going to be. So you just have to not make a big deal about it. Calm down, laugh, smile, sing a song, whatever you can do. And think, things are always working out for me. And if one bad thing happens, you don't have to go with that and just say, oh, this is the kind of day I'm going to have. No. You can immediately say, well, there's just one thing, whatever. And make yourself choose a different thought or a different motion and say, things always work out for me. It's going to be fine. Absolutely fine. And I'm not going to even give it any thought. I'm just going to have a good day and everything's going to be great. And so, you can offset that really quickly and you'll see the difference. We have so much power to bring, feeling good things into this world that we live in. And we don't understand. I mean, we should understand, because like I said, we do understand the negative side of it. Just like when you're in social media and you're talking about something, I mean, how fast does that spread? Just like wildfire, crazy. I'm not sure. Maybe if you had a feel-good story you put out there, you wonder how fast that would spread. Are people as willing to put that out there and say, oh, look what happens. It's such a great thing I want to share with you. We tend to share the bad stories, but we don't share the good ones. We don't push them, down the road, so to speak, as we do the others. So it's very interesting to observe and look at and see how we have allowed ourselves to become something that we're really not. And we're just too comfortable with it, thinking it's just normal and this is how it's going to be. But no, we choose. We choose. And last week we talked about know thyself. And then if you look at some other videos from before, we talk about having a thankful heart and setting yourself free, and just, I don't even remember all of them, but go back and look at some of those, because I do sometimes, and I refresh myself on some of the things that were coming through at that time, and piece by piece, like they come together like a puzzle, and you're just like, I get it, I get it. And another piece comes into place, and you just feel really great about it. I've had a really weird vibrational day yesterday, and instead of just really going with it, I tried to just kind of step back from it as if I was another person observing someone else, and just thinking, okay, this is interesting, that this conversation's coming up, and this situation is making me feel this way, and this day isn't going as I thought. But I had a lot of mixed vibrations going on there that I just tried. That's the sifting and sorting and calibrating that you do to kind of weave through all that and experiment and see how it all works. And it's just very interesting and curious to be in conversations and then just watch your own self and how you interact sometimes in moments. And all of those things are a part of the process, and it's really okay. Every part of it is us learning and understanding our emotional journey, and how to get to a better feeling place, so that all the good things that we're really wanting in our lives will come to pass through vibration. Abundance of money and friendships, and jobs. Just fill in the blank with whatever situation you're focusing on, and tell a new story. Tell the story that you want. Don't tell the story that is, because that'll just keep you in the same place. So you've got to tell a new story and really feel it in your heart. The feeling is really key, because it's like the imagination. You have to really believe it. That's what I say about faith. It's the evidence of things not seen. So you're not seeing it with your physical eyes at this moment, but it's there. It's vibrationally there. If you want to allow it in, it can be. We all have the same opportunities for, a good life. A life that is just wonderful and fun and adventurous. So we have to start choosing that, and wanting that, and seeing ourselves as worthy of that. Our spirit has been with us forever and doesn't do anything but love us and adore us and feel proud about us, and is calling us to this better feeling life. And there's just no limit, no boundaries when you're talking about the law of attraction. There's many people that have understood this for a while, but they really haven't put in the word vibration to really kick it up a notch and really understand it's not just about positive affirmations, say these positive things to yourself, and this and that will happen. Words are empty if you don't believe, if you don't feel it. The emotion is what takes you there. That's what takes you there, and that's what is missing with a lot of people. They're saying these positive affirmations, but they're really not feeling it. They're not believing it, and it's going to go nowhere. It's just going to go nowhere. You have to really feel good. When you feel good, everything comes to you in a very different way. You know, you have to be appreciating and happy. And, you know, we're not competing with each other. We're not comparing with each other. You know, we're all unique and individual, and we have this, you know, beautiful life to share. And we're just expanding and growing with each new experience. So I don't want this, which helps me to know I do want this. And then you just really focus in on what you do want. And you don't resist. Don't resist. You know, you have to be free flowing and fully assured that it is possible and will be, you know, and it's a wonderful life when you choose that, you know. And I've had a lot of, you know, crazy, wild, sad things happen in my life, but I can look back now that I understand the law of vibration, and I can say, okay, you know, I can see where, you know, I am the one in control of my reality, and I chose these different emotions through each experience that I had. And it's been good. It's been absolutely good. You know, it's a life of contrast, which we always have. And it helps us, you know, to grow and expand in the ways that we're here for. And it's all good. It's all good. So we don't need to beat ourselves up and, you know, think anything but great things about ourselves. And that's what I'm really trying to do. And sometimes just writing the words, I am worthy. And when you say the word worthy, you feel what that actually means. You feel that, you know, no matter what you've done, you're worthy. You are worthy. You are precious. You are valuable. You know, you're loved. You're adored. You know, just really like pamper yourself and really tell that new story, you know. And the more awesome you feel about yourself, the better you're going to feel, because that's how your spirit feels about you. You know, your spirit is feeling nothing but wonderful about you. And so when you're feeling bad about yourself, or even anyone else, because we're all one light and one energy, and we all are loved and adored, and we shouldn't, you know, we should let people be who they are and not have judgment about it. Just let them be, because they're on their own journey, and the more attention we pay to whatever it is we don't like in them, the more it's going to show itself. So pay attention. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. You know, focus on your new story and really, you know, like I said, don't make it complicated. You know, keep it simple. Don't make it serious. Keep it light. Everything is flowing and changing all the time. There's nothing that's just here forever and, you know, will always be. No, it's always changing. And that's because there's vibration involved. The vibration is what changes it. And so it's fully under our control, in our power. So that's a great thing. You know, it's not like, here I am, this is my life, and it's always going to be. Well, only if you choose that vibration. It will be. With another person, with another situation, you know, it may change a little bit, but it's the same principle is going to be there, because you're still dealing with that issue, that pattern. So you've got to break free from that pattern. Then when you align with spirit, you can move on with that other person or move on with that other situation, and it'll be very different now because you're different. And so, yeah, let's just do that and share with me how it's working out for you and what things you've noticed that are changing because you've chosen to be an anchor and own the room with your vibration. and love yourself, know yourself, be appreciative, meditate, celebrate all the things that are there for us to feel good. That's your job every day, is to find the best feeling place you can find in that day, in that moment. Just find that relief until you get to that higher place, higher place, higher place. And it's such a relief because you don't feel responsible for anyone else anymore. You give them the power to take care of themselves. And as we talked about, I mean, yes, we're going to help people, but it's going to come from a place of power, from a place of abundance. And otherwise, we don't need to try to help because we're not going to help. So have fun with it, make it a game, make it your story, make it, like I said, make it light, make it fun. And don't be so serious about it, We're just here to have fun. So let's do it. Okay, thanks a lot, guys, and I'll talk to you the next time. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.